Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to a Sunday Funday show. Me and Mrs. Kongs R Us will be chatting it up, talking about some cool things I saw this past week as I made my way up to the Pacific Northwest. I was staying in the Portland, Oregon area for the last couple of days, and man, I was impressed a little bit. For those that may not have seen, I did a full kind of tour reaction video of visiting one of the best arcades, not just pinball, but like pure arcades in the entire world. Like, it's not just about the machines that they had, but the way they laid everything out, the extra quote unquote next level things they did. Oh, it was so good. I'm still on a high thinking about it. But that wasn't the only place I visited. I visited a couple other barcades, and I still have more on my list to go check out the next time I head out there. So I wanted to spend some time talking about my experience going there. But the main thing I wanted to talk about, and hopefully I'll be able to share a little bit about my experience. For those that saw in the thumbnail, I saw kind of this unicorn arcade machine. It's the flat screen version of Star Wars Battle Pod. And not only just that, but it was a dual setup that was linked that you could play co-op. And so, did I get to play it? Spoiler alert, I played it, but I only played it single player. I didn't have any friends to come with me to play it. So it gives me an excuse to go back. But I want to talk about that particular cabinet, the lore of it, why it's so freaking cool, what it is. I put a poll in the chat if you guys want to go ahead and participate in that. If you've ever played this game, Star Wars Battle Pod. And if you haven't, let me know. There's an option for yes, you've played it, which is the full original version is this dome version. If you've ever seen it, it's kind of like a Dave and Buster's type game. There's like this dome and the projector screen, and you step into it and you play it. So that's Star Wars Battle Pod. I'll show some pictures. Let me know if you've played the flat screen version, or let me know if you've only played it through emulation, which is kind of my jam. That's one of the reasons why I even started this YouTube channel, was to teach people how to play that particular game. But I've always had it in the vision to create my own home version of that Star Wars Battle Pod. And I'll sadly even show you some progress of that little 3D printed part down there that you see. I have visions of making my own kind of 3/4 scale version at home, a sit down flat screen Star Wars Battle Pod. That may still happen. I now have some space to do it. So try to convince Mrs. Kong to Russ. This is one of the things I've wanted to do with the space and my time and my hobby. But soon, soon, hopefully that will happen. But thank you all so much for joining the chat. Thank you, Fox, for sending people over. If you were here from 19K Fox's stream, definitely let me know. Let me know if you came over there. Let me know if you're watching Console Kits earlier today. We might have some people stop by, maybe not. But yeah, we have a lot of people in the chat that was going early. Jason was the very first person to say hello. So thank you so much. Dan Z was here, as well as Cone Arcade and Dragon Gamers. Dragon Gamer was so excited. He's like, how did you get this to work? Are you going to dump this and play it for the community? He thought I had the funds and the space to actually purchase both flat screens and bring it into my home. Fortunately, that was not the case. These are still pretty expensive machines. But not only just that, they take up a lot of space. But I would say the flat screen versions are definitely more of a possibility. Maybe that's a dream, future dream state, that if I was going to try to hunt down a future arcade and maybe they become, I don't know if they're going to ever come cheaper, but like if I have the space and I can create a setup, man, a flat screen battle pod setup, I've looked at one at the Captain's auctions to see how much they went for, and that still goes for about $5,000, if not more. But heck, I have pinball machines. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. Dunno. So Fox did do a raid. Hello. Console Kits was hanging out here an hour ago, back around 6:10. So thank you so much for being here and checking out. Go live now. No, sorry. Bob is here. I saw Bob earlier in the chat. JJ, what's going on? Tony C is here. No, there won't be punch and pie. So, but there will be some champagne a little bit later on, and some nice little fun things that Mrs. Kongs R Us brought out for us to celebrate, just for funsies. All right, Console Kid says, check this out. I went to this arcade where they put Star Wars Trilogy inside an entire room. Has anyone seen that? Is that common? I'm not sure. He wants to say a 10 by 10 or 12 by 2. Oh, the whole room was just Trilogy, and it was the only thing in a 10 by 10 room on a projector screen. I agree. That does sound awesome. That sounds pretty dope. Have you played classic games on the wall of a big building? I have not, but projector arcades exist, so that's something that people could still do. They could still do. Oh man, a lightsaber stick on a giant screen, that would be really cruel. That would be dope. These guys are just having a conversation with themselves about an hour ago. Mike Hawk Hertz is here. Andy's Game Room is here. What's up? Hello. All right, let's see if I can just skip down. All right, I think B told me BattlePod is already dubbed. It is. It is on TechnoParrot. So for folks that have a inkling to emulate and run Star Wars BattlePod, you can. I did do a video about 2-3 years ago on how to play that game and look up, TechnoParrot, download the latest ROM, which file you have to set as the launch executable file. I think it still works, but maybe in late 2023, maybe early 2024, I'll make an updated video that says how to play Star Wars BattlePod on TechnoParrot in 2024. I think that would be a fun video. Let me know in the chat if that's something that you would like to see, an updated version of how to play this game, because it only takes a budget PC to play, but you do need a dedicated graphics card, so it won't run on an Android box. Unfortunately, the TechnoParrot, it's not even an emulator. TechnoParrot, for folks that don't know, it's really a way to play PC like I guess raw like dumps of arcade games, because most modern arcade games actually have PCs running in them. So the hardware that's in them, TechnoParrot helps emulate the hardware required to run the dump of the original file. So that's kind of what it is. It's not like an emulator. It's kind of like a standalone way to run PC arcade titles, if that makes sense. All right, Dragon Gamer, console kids are saying hello to each other. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's get back into here. Carl says, I'm selling these. These are kits. They will be $3.99, but shipping is $2,000. I have no idea what you're talking about, Carl. Let me know. All right, and now we're getting back to the actual chat. Bill writes here, Jason Ellen came back. Bob says he's climbed into a pill and played it. Hope the 2-player version will get dumped someday. Yeah, I think that would be really cool somehow if that does happen. For the emulation community. This is still a modern title. Hasn't only been out for the last, I think, since 2015 or so. So that's something that hopefully we could see at some point. Eric Dorp says he's watching from work. Night shift, baby. Thank you so much for being here. Andy's Game Room made it. Hello, hello. Look who else made it. Hi. James hates everything. Do you even hate Mrs. Kongzerus? I don't think so. Nobody hates you.
That's strong words.
I know. He says he hates everything. That's very, very. I don't think he hates everything. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here. He says, "What's up?" Look at his face, though. Isn't that cute?
Is there something that you would hate to hate?
I don't know. Kelly Jerry, what's up, man? Gary Janet, he is I've already mentioned this before, but he's like my final client, the last one, for playing Star Wars BattlePod on a modded Arcade 1-Up. Because it's the main reason why I have that mod. What's up, Messiah? What's going on? Console Kids is back. Console Kids, if you want to hop on, let me know, man. You can chat. Andy's gaming was going to hang with Justin, watch his kiddos. All right. Messiah's here. Carl, James. He says no way.
Glasses.
He does not. Yes, we have 2 glasses. Where is the missus? The update to TechnoParrot. Do it. All right, Mark. We will do an update to TechnoParrot, but
after
2 glasses.
We deal with the 2 glasses.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
We're having some.
Yes. Nobody can hate the first lady of gaming.
Oh, thank you. We are having some Trader Joe's Brut Rosé.
Brut Rosé?
Yes.
And then what are those special glasses that you have back there? We've been doing some house cleaning.
Yeah, those special glasses are actually our toasting glasses from our wedding. So they are 10 years old.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
And this is the thing. Like, I'm going to, we're still going to weddings and just kind of checking things out. But like, do folks still do the thing where they buy special glasses for toasting? I feel like the last wedding we went to, they were drinking the same glass that we're using.
Yeah.
Kind of special. And then I remember like a friend was surprised that you're supposed to have toasting glasses that you can buy. And it's one of those things where like, I think they might be, was it the crystal glasses? But like, you never know. I'm not going to shatter it to try to figure it out. And I don't think people even do wedding registries anymore. The last wedding that we went to, they said, just Venmo me money.
Yeah, right?
It wasn't even a honey fund. It was a Venmo.
Well, we got married 13 years ago, and we did the whole traditional registry thing. We ended up with a lot of random crap. And in fact, I'm sorry, not crap. If you're watching this and you happen to attend our wedding,
family and friends.
I mean, family and friends. Yes, you may get things that may not be as useful. So we are actually going to and doing a whole KonMari. Does this thing still spark joy? And a couple of them were gifts from our wedding. It's like, are we obligated to keep this? Do we have to let it go? And I think we're in okay space to say, let it go. Let it go. So yeah, I think that's important. But as we were doing that, I thought that was fun. I thought it was fun to be able to see this, and we have a fun little toasting that we're going to do. So let's go ahead and do a little toast for everybody. All right, what are we toasting to?
To life, to filling it full of love and not
Mhm.
arcades.
Life, not arcades. I do have to say,
Wait, life, love, and not
life,
arcades.
love, and not arcades.
We'll
I do have
hashtag
to
that
say,
later.
hashtag later. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. We were downstairs having a nice
Ooh, dry.
Sunday afternoon breakfast with the family. No devices on. We were just enjoying each other's company. The kids looked miserable because they weren't on their device. No, they were fine too. I feel like we're lucky in that space. But I was looking around and I was very, very, very just happy with life. I think that's a really nice thing to enjoy. So thank you for the cheers. Thank you for continuing to be my partner in life. All right, I'm stopping to be cheesy. We're gonna go back to the chat and say hello. Okay. All right. You like sweet wine the most. All right. Johnson says he's finishing his thumb and then he can show his video of the Star Wars trilogy. Room.
Oh,
That's
I thought it
awesome.
was your thumb. You meant thumbnail.
Thumb. Mike Strike Back says, Happy Sunday, y'all. Hello. All right. Manchuitz is Concord grapefruit wine, the greatest wine ever. Have you ever had that before?
No, I don't think so.
No? Did you take that
Manchuitz Concord grapes
Mhm.
is the Welch's
Mhm.
they used to have like that white grape drink and it was using Concord grapes, I
Mhm.
think. So that'd be interesting. Curious to see if it's sweet. I'm not
grapefruit wine though. I'm not sure about grapefruit.
Oh,
in
grapefruit.
Wine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Grapefruit wine.
Not my jam, but you know.
But Concord grapes. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's Concord grapefruit.
Concord grapefruit wine.
But then wouldn't
Mhm.
grapefruit be like one word? So
Mhm. Maybe.
maybe there's a comma after the grape.
Paul Bear says Star Wars Battlefront is so impressive. It's like being in a movie. Yes. So we're if you saw the thumbnail, I kind of changed it. I said, "Will you play with me?" There was this dual kind of Star Wars battle pod.
Are you gonna ask me that every single time? You know,
Will
we're
you
doing something
play
like
with
that.
me?
You know.
Yeah. Will you play with me? That's fine.
Okay.
Let me know if you've ever asked your significant other to play games with you. Ghost is talking about cash is king in terms of a best gift for I think a lot of traditional Asian weddings actually do like having cash as a gift, but it's, I guess,
But
more.
not a Venmo account, like that's the thing that's a little strange.
Yeah?
Like I've seen a honey pot, I've seen like another.
Concord grape. It's a fruit wine. Got it.
Oh, see, there was a comma after the grape. Then
Got it. Okay.
So that's kind of
Mhm.
it's kosher wine. Tastes like you would think wine should taste as a kid.
Mm.
Delightful. I don't know. Wine's delightful now.
I
But train of thought. What was I talking about? Now I'm looking at grapefruit. So it's grape, comma fruit wine.
It tastes like Welch wine.
Yeah, the Welch's
Mhm.
grape drink.
Mm-hmm.
Grape drink. Grape juice.
I think I'm still. If I had to drink a non-alcoholic thing, like Martinelli's is still like my jam.
Oh, we're on that now?
I don't know. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Different things to eat.
I'm actually not a white
Zinfandel?
Zinfandel
No?
kind of girl. I've had people offer me like Chardonnays and white Zinfandels, and I'm not. I'm actually a Scotch dark beer red wine drinker. So
all right, Messiah, we'll take up
We
your
will try it.
recommendation.
Yes.
We'll definitely try it out. All right. So I have a couple other pictures and things I wanted to share. I was away for the last couple of days visiting the Pacific Northwest. Did you know that the Portland area has the most pinballs per capita in the entire country?
No, I did not know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Now you know. Other fun fact, there is a very strong, and this is just based off of my opinion, I'll say like geek nerd gaming culture that's more the norm than I would say in Los Angeles. Like
you mean when people go to these like pinball places, they're actually playing pinball and not like
I'm just
on
talking
their
about the
phone?
people that I met. The majority of people that I've met all have some sort of gaming passion, whether it's video games, PC gaming, online gaming, board games. Like there's just a strong culture of people that love to play games in the Pacific Northwest, and that's both in the Portland area as well as in the Seattle, state of Washington area. So maybe it's just the gloomy weather that you are looking for folks to play things with. But I was excited to have
someone.
No, but I was excited to have so many fun conversations. I felt like I was home away from home. I was just able to have like fun conversations with folks. Not that I can't have that in LA, but even the barcade scene, the arcade scenes that I went to, all the other little niche thingies, like everything was well up kept. There was like a ton of great variety of stuff there. If you look at pinball map for the Portland area, holy crap, there's way tons of stuff. Like growing up in Los Angeles, not that it was hard to be a geek and like stuff, but I don't know. It was harder to find your peoples, I would say. Like, what do you think about that? Like in the LA area, do you think there's like that kind of retro, geeky, nerdy gaming scene that people could find?
Yeah, if they go to Frankenstein's.
That's true. Yes, Frankenstein is definitely is huge pop culture.
I think you've seen it in like sort of pockets of area. When we were at around UC Berkeley, there was that one store that we thought it was games. Like we were thinking in our head, oh, maybe like video games or something. You walk in, that's board games.
Yeah, it's like
and
a
it's
Wizards
also
of the Coast style
obscured
stuff.
board games. Although we did not find Puerto Rico there, so that was a surprise to me. So you have those kind of specialty stores where folks like they do sell board a little bit marked up, but the draw in is that like Tuesday nights they're playing like this set game or something like that. And it was really intense because we saw like we saw two guys playing the games where like it's sort of like Dungeons and Dragons and you're supposed to build a little tower, but
So
like
tabletop games.
But it was just like without a beat. They said you have to build it this way because you're gonna be able to use this power, and it says, well, I don't know, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of little things for you to memorize to be able to do. But I mean, we also still see folks playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards against each other, so it's not.
I think it's harder to find. I don't know.
You can find it. It is a little bit not as easy as like going to McDonald's or something, you know, like one in every corner.
Every city has probably their pockets of space where you can find it, but it was just the people that I met. Like I actually spoke with colleagues and coworkers, many who were women too, that were very into gaming. I learned about, and this was just how out of the loop I am about modern gaming. Do you know what won video game of the year this year?
Call of Duty. I don't know. It feels like it usually wins.
I have a question. Justin, how's it going?
Pretty good. What's
up, man?
what
won game of the year this year at the Game Awards?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
So
I didn't catch
it. So I learned this year, we'll kind of scoot in this way. You want to scoot in this way? Okay, yeah. I learned from a colleague there that game of the year was Baldur's Gate 3. Have you ever heard of that title?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, right. And I was like, Baldur's Gate 3. And like, she was like hardcore into it. She's like, my colleague, she's like, Wednesday nights are my gaming nights, right? And I was just like, that's freaking awesome. I've not talked to a single colleague ever in Los Angeles that was that into gaming in general and stuff. So was this
the girl that was on your show?
No, that was her first time going into any type of arcade scene, but it was a different colleague, but many other folks. How's it going, Justin?
Pretty good.
Yeah. So how's the scene in Iowa? Would you say there's a good kind of gaming scene in your area, in your neck of the woods?
I'm getting the ability to travel, and every travel where I get to explore different arcades, you seem to be there. So that's a lot of fun. So the perspective I has when I came out to LA, we went to Cleveland, the opportunity for arcades and the culture of arcade and pinball was much higher. So, for example, you took me to, I think you took me to a lot of spots in LA. The pinball places we went to had like LEs, limited editions. We don't have any limited editions unless they're Jersey Jacks in our area.
Yeah.
There is like a couple shops, I think one that I know of that is kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type of community where people go and play Magic the Gathering type of thing. I'm not really into that. So there's like a comic book scene hobby here.
Yeah.
Nothing like what I've seen even when we went to Cleveland, you know, and it seems like we went to a place, remember, they do a tournament for pinball weekly.
Yeah. The last place that we went to.
That was that was crazy. So
yeah. So the places I took you to in LA though, they were all over the city. And I guess and just me thinking about LA and how big it is, you know, there's big pockets of empty space for retro gaming. And like Portland, for example, where I just went to, that pinball museum that I went to is literally 20 minutes away from the heart of the city, which is, you know, about 14 miles away. That's like us driving to like work every day, essentially. So there within that radius, there was also some really good barcades that had great lineups of stuff too. I was like, just really impressed. Like if you look at pinball map, and I'll pull it up, the pinball map of Portland was So the guy at Next Level Pinball was like, "There's more pinball and per capita
Okay,
than in
so-
Chicago," and I was like, "That's crazy."
But I think that's different because when you think about it, it's like we're talking about like just you're calling it geek things, right?
Yes.
So pinball is its own category, comic books and stuff like that too. If we think about pinball, say the same example you used earlier, 14 miles away. If we went 14 miles south in Long Beach, there was the breweries. They're starting to have it. So like in our area, they're showing up at breweries, which is smart. You're going to be drinking and spending money. Might as well play pinballs. There's also like, I think if I remember correctly, in that south of LA area, there's a lot of pinballs there. But then there are also like those little those game shops that are popping up out of like random places too.
Yeah.
Or like little pop-ups of it. But I think LA is definitely based on more of like the Instagram. They're trying to get you to like take pictures and post about it than it is about like
the
enjoying
actual game itself, right? It's just like a fad to try it versus like James Hates Everything says, KC has a big board game scene, tabletop, craft brewing, board game locations, pickleball restaurants. I've never played pickleball. I think somebody was talking about that, right? Yeah, so let me know in the chat if your city has a good gaming scene, because I was impressed. Like, this is the example of pinball map in the city of Portland area. Just like, look how many places they have like onesies and twosies. But the place that I went to that was really impressive, the first one that was on my main map here, was I was staying in kind of the city, this 42. I always look at the high numbers. Place called Ground Control Classic Arcade. This is where I found the Star Wars Battle Pod. For people that were watching, saw the title of it. Ground Control Classic Arcade in Portland. They do a card-based system, but I've never seen a dual flat screen Star Wars Battle Pod, and I have some pictures I want to share in a little bit. But that's the big arcade I really wanted to get to. They also have this other place here called Quarter World Arcade that has about 32 pins and classic arcades as well too. So this is just a pinball map. I always wondered if pinball map could also just include a little bit more about what general things they have there. Because as I scroll over, whoops, whoa, I'm going crazy here. What did I just do? I just rotated this map all the way.
Yes. That's pretty cool.
What are we looking for?
I don't know. I'm looking for next level. What happened? What did I do? Oh man, I'm just going crazy now.
Are you pinching and zooming or something like that?
I was, yeah. Okay, I was trying to get to this place. So Next Level Pinball Museum is, again, 14 miles outside of the city. And I was like, I gotta go to this place. 256 pinball machines in Hillsboro, Oregon.
I don't know. I watched your entire video, but somehow I never got the impact that it's got 256 pinball machines.
Did you say that in the beginning of the video, or just kind of
somebody said it? Somebody said there was 200 machines, and there's 200 arcades there too. But like that many machines in one location, but it's not just pinball, because it says Next Level Pinball, and I use Pinball Map as a nice place to like check out places I need to get to. But that place was just way beyond. You saw that video. Were you impressed with what was there?
Yeah. So you said something really interesting to me, because it somehow got in my head that Galloping Ghost is the best. It's the largest. It's the biggest. And I'm not saying anything bad about Mac. Everything he does is really, really cool. His restoration, keeping those machines alive. Yeah. What was cool about what you showed, it was a completely different atmosphere. It was bright. They were not ashamed of the dirtiness. Like, imagine if they turned on all the lights at
Galloping Ghost.
It probably wouldn't look so nice. Now, he probably puts a lot of TLC in it, but it helped me appreciate, like, and everything you're saying about Portland being per capita larger than Chicago, man. I don't know. There's just so much in this world to discover, and it makes me want to. I have a coworker that lives in the Portland area, and he recently just, like, we were slacking each other, and he was like, by the way, you should come up to Portland. And I had never thought of that, but I'm really close to this coworker. Like, we're nearly like best friends. And I was like, I think I might go to hang out. And then you show this video of Portland. I was like, and he's into pinball. Like, for his birthday last year, they went to now I got to ask him, did they go to this one? I'm wondering if they went to this arcade.
Yeah, because they have a room you can rent out too. That's really nice. So I can see events going there. You could also bring in your own food, and they have this little diner area where you could, if that was close by, like that
home arcade meetup, right?
I couldn't believe that it wasn't just about arcades and pinball, but as a pop culture fan,
right,
I can just appreciate the care it took to put that together. And it really felt just impressive. Like, a casual person, the person that I brought there, She's never played a pinball machine in her entire life. Not into arcades, modern stuff. It was her first time playing anything, but I wanted to use that, and she was okay with it. Like, can I share this like through your lens of somebody who's not done this before? But I thought it was a cool way to share it.
Yeah,
Doing like
that
a
was
typical
cool.
tour of here's everything that's typically here. But yeah, okay, so we'll get to next level pinball. Did you see the title of the thumbnail? Have you ever played Star Wars Battle Pod? Is that
Oh
something that
yeah, for
you
sure. We
play?
have it
Okay.
here, but it's just
Yeah,
the
the dome version, right?
the dome version. Yeah,
Yeah, like have you ever seen a flat screen version like in person?
not in person.
Yeah, I've
Mm-mm.
seen videos of this, but this was like the first time ever that I saw this in person, and not like, well, I actually lied. I have seen it at Captain's auction, but not
Yeah.
running, right? It was
Mhm.
just in the background. But I
Mhm.
saw them running side by side, and if you zoom into this picture, it actually says multiplayer available. I've never seen this before, like
Nope.
actually working. And the sad part was I went at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and they close at midnight. They're open till midnight, by the way, because it's a
Mm.
barcade. I had no friends to play with, so I couldn't test out the multiplayer. So if you go to Portland, please go back to ground control for me. Please play this with your friend.
Ground
I even
control. Okay.
like put an extra credit into the other one and was waiting for somebody to walk by just so I could ask them if they would do multiplayer with me, because I don't know what that experience would look like if it's two individual pilots shooting kind of the same target. Is it
Oh my
two
god.
separate things?
That whole sentence that you just said was
What?
just like a porno in the making.
What? Hey.
Someone to play multiplayer with me.
Yeah.
2 targets for shooting.
Two targets shooting the same thing, going pew, 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 pew. Like,
Sorry.
I didn't get any video of the multiplayer. I'm sorry, I'm ruining experiencing it, but I didn't.
Wow.
That's how you make
And this is a
porn,
cool
is the
concept,
video.
though. You've played this. Imagine, like, what do you think the 2-player version would look like? I'm curious if anybody in the chat played this.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it just
Yeah.
depends on the integration. What we have is you could compare it to
Mm-hmm.
probably race car games, where like a
Mhm.
Cruise and Blast is one of those things where
Mhm.
you can see the other player, and does it show their like little, like an
Little
icon
cursor,
above them?
like
It's
they're
like this
shooting the
is
same.
player 2 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I would
Maybe you're two X-wings that are wingmen, right? Just trying to like fly and shoot the same targets. And I don't know.
yeah, it would have to be you're picking together to
Mm-hmm.
be on the same course,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have to go down the same path when you go multiplayer. Like
Yeah.
nothing else makes any other sense.
Yeah. You played the egg version, and it was so Bob says he's played the egg, and it was a versus. So I wonder if people have the dome versions, you can probably link those two together too. But it's been so long since it's been out. Maybe at its peak there was like a dome version that was multiplayer, but this seems like way more feasible. I like this design. Like even though the dome is nice, this flat screen version is also, I feel like, pretty immersive. When you sit down, you're kind of in your face. Sometimes the dome is a little overwhelming to look at and like see what you're doing.
I got something for you. So
All
our
right.
buddy Brad D
Mm-hmm.
has the video. I'm gonna put it in the
The private chat.
private-
Okay.
so check that out. It's
Okay.
D shows he shows
Oh,
up
he does it. He has the multiplayer co-op. All right. Very cool. So Brad put this up 2 years ago, and I guess I've never paid attention to his channel. I'm sorry, Brad. He's awesome. But let me pull it up. We can watch what the 2-player co-op looks like. I'm actually really
it's
curious.
only 2 minutes, so you can
Okay.
check it out.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. All right, so this is Brad D. If you don't know who Brad D is, he is a gun expert, but he also does a lot of other things. He's getting a lot deeper into pinball too. He bought a Playboy pinball machine and actually had it restored by Todd Tuckey. So,
very nice.
All right, so here we go. This is what the 2-player battle pod looks like, and we'll turn down the volume so it doesn't get super demonetized. All right, single player, multiplayer. All right, waiting for other player to hold fire and cancel. Connected. Oh, look at him. Okay, so he's already done this. Takodana. Oh, that mission isn't on the emulated version of Star Wars Battlepod either. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's totally synchronized, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if you're
what does
in
the
the
other person look
same.
like? Yeah.
Wonder if you're in the same thing. Yeah. Okay. So you're individually. Oh, so you are co-pilots. Well, not co-pilots,
No,
like wingmen.
Yeah.
So you're in your own individual.
But does it say does it have a name on top of the next wing?
Yeah.
Like, this is you. This is me.
I like how he actually brought a tripod. I gotta bring Brad on here and actually have him talk about this and what this experience was like.
Yeah.
So So are they shooting the same targets? I think so. Oh yeah, you can see the other person. So yeah, so you're using kind of a multiplayer shooting the exact same target. Oh, that's cool. Nice. So for folks that have never played this before, this is very much it kind of guides you along the course. And so you're not flying everywhere. You're just trying to center the target in front of you with the joystick and braking and using the throttle to kind of shoot the target that's directly in front of you. It's not like Star Wars Trilogy where you have a cursor on the screen and you're actually flying around this whole space. I don't
Right.
think I've ever seen this level before, too. This is a cool level. This is the modern one, Takodana. This is from The Force Awakens.
I see.
Yeah. Nice.
This is exciting. It
Okay.
makes me want to go back. There's the arcade at the mall. It's like a crappy mall in Des Moines, but it
Yeah.
has BattlePod.
Yeah. It's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah.
You know, another way you could play it, have you ever dabbled into Technoparrot and into the modern emulation stuff, or is that not your jam?
I haven't done it before, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a video how to play Star Wars BattlePod in
There you go.
2024. So
I just
yeah,
by rearranging some of the things in my
yeah,
game room, I now have
yeah.
a nice extra desk,
Okay,
pretty clean, and a PC that's running an
nice.
RTX 3080 or so.
Nice.
So
That can
it
definitely
should,
run it.
yeah,
Okay,
it should
cool.
run it
Thank you
fine.
for sharing that. No, that's awesome. So thank you, Brad, for sharing that. So now I know. Now my curiosity has been satisfied on what the two-player experience is like. I was kind of like teasing, saying like, "Hey, this is Kongs or Us. Can we go back up to Portland and play this? Because I don't know where else a two-player version of that game exists. It definitely doesn't in LA. Even the game itself is rare to find in arcade, but apparently Brad is close to one, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
So yeah. All
So
right, you like this design better? All right. All right, what else you got here? You showing me something else?
yeah, so while we're on the topic of Star Wars BattlePod, do a little
Mhm,
switch. This is the Timeout Arcade up
mhm,
in Ames, Iowa that I went to yesterday. They had a tournament running. About 18 people showed up, so it was a really cool tournament.
mhm,
And I was kind of filming kind of like a tour. I'll probably edit it later, make it an upload. But check
mhm,
out the room they have. And this is me. What I did on this one was I'd
mhm,
never been to this arcade. It's about 40
mhm,
minutes from my house.
mhm,
Ames is like a college town north of here. It's like everything that we want to do is like really in Des Moines, so we don't usually go up to Ames. But again, there's a tournament up there, so I was like, I had a good reason to come to this arcade. So
mhm,
this is me walking through the arcade, never been in there before, and actually kind of discovering this in real time. So you can kind of see the reaction that I had as well with my hand gestures. But so they had a crazy taxi, which was
mhm.
pretty cool. Cody got 1 billion on that Ghostbusters. That was pretty cool.
But this is
So
what you're
here it is.
talking about.
So this is the entire room.
Oh wow. Wow.
Isn't that
Dedicated
awesome?
to a
Okay, you
Star
see
Wars
what
trilogy. I see. Wow. Okay. Oh, interesting. Like that's the real arcade board that's like displayed there.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. And the original controls there too?
Yeah, so I think I
Yeah.
show it in a second,
Okay.
because I turn, there's a
Uh-huh.
seat right there
Ah,
in
I
the
see.
center of the room.
I was like they gutted it kind of.
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Look how amazing this is."
That's pretty cool. Hey, we have an empty closet that we're not using, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
Which
yeah,
closet are you
it's
talking
pretty
I'm
cool.
about?
kidding. No. But so they did make I guess what are those called with the showcase style arcades where it's like the console and then the main
Right.
projector screen. So they've made versions of that. I feel like that's just taking that portion of it, but putting the screen like on
I
a
think
projector or something
yeah,
else,
there
right?
was a projector
Yeah,
behind them,
I see.
behind the that's what I think they did.
Yeah, yeah, but that's nice execution though. That's really unique. I love that. I
I've
love unique
seen
stuff
those
like
for cheap too. I
that.
wonder if
The
it's
projector one? Yeah.
oh, now I'm trying to remember, like, I wonder if it's that who anyway,
Mhm.
there was an arcade auction, like, 3 years ago, and
Mhm.
no one wanted the trilogy because it's so big.
A big one,
The
yeah.
projector one, I wanna say it went for $800 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that one's
Ah, if I would have
takes
known
up
the
a lot of space.
projector.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean the seat takes up a lot of space too, even that whole console space. But I love the execution there. So in terms of other barcades that you've been to, we've been to a lot the last couple of times we've gone somewhere. Where do you think, for you, Mrs. Kongs or us, like your favorite barcade that I have taken you to? We went to a couple recently in LA. Anything crossing your mind? Sipping or not? Nothing's
She's
coming
like,
to
I have
mind.
no memory of them.
No
They're all
memory.
very good.
Ah,
We went to one recently called Button Mash. What do you think of that place?
that's
I
okay.
didn't take you there.
Yeah, no,
Justin.
it was okay. I mean, it's interesting.
Mhm.
It was in
Echo
Echo
Park.
Park, yeah,
Mhm.
in the little strip mall place of
Mhm.
all things. Looks more like a restaurant. I think
Mhm.
the vibe was kind of interesting because it was mostly where you would have kids parties,
Mhm.
aka here's a sack of quarter children. I'm gonna be at the bar the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play that many games to tell you the truth because we tried to play pinballs and one of them was like a Jurassic Park, which was like I don't know how this happened, but the protector wasn't on there, so kids were just playing with the glass and everything. And it was just like, wow, nobody really cares about it. It is like the Chuck E. Cheese's of yeah,
It
just
was nice because they had food there, but it was
food,
like
yeah.
it was meant because a lot of barcades they don't let kids there at a certain time, but
Yeah,
during the
I was
time
gonna ask about that. Ours is 7 p.m. Is that what it's like
yeah,
there?
that's when it.
I don't know, dude.
I
Was
think
it a
in the evening they kind of close it out for kids to come play, but during the daytime, man, that's like it reminded me of why arcades exist because the kids were like just pounding the crap out of all
and
that
just
stuff,
running
just
around and
running,
screaming and stuff like
kind
that.
of
It wasn't
dingy.
well kept. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
definitely dingy.
decent list of arcade theirs, but like
Yeah.
the controls were kind of met. Like
Yeah.
one of the pinball machines, the latches
Yeah,
weren't
that
even.
was the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah.
Or like they were so this one was kind of confusing.
Mhm.
They take quarters and they take tokens, their own tokens, proprietary tokens.
Oh, yeah.
And
Both.
the
Yeah.
poor pinball, I don't know if someone was just confused, but they're shoving tokens in there.
But it takes arcade.
But it
or
takes
quarters.
quarters,
Yeah.
but they don't have it clearly marked. So I don't know how I feel about that place. Maybe like if we came after hours when children aren't screaming and like knocking each other over.
What do you think of 82 in downtown LA, which I did take Justin to?
Yeah,
that was the
I
last
remember that place. Yep.
82, it was fun.
Centaur was there.
Yeah.
Fishtails.
They had a quarter machine instead of having to go to the bar to get quarters because now you're fighting with drunks. You're trying to get drinks just to get a pack of quarters.
Yeah, they have their proprietary like things.
I think it was fun. It definitely had more of like that bar-esque scene. Folks were there just to like have a good time, but we also went during Halloween, so it was also like a different vibe, right? Like if we had gone during like normal operating hours, maybe it would have been a little bit like less crowded, less like let me just go vape in your face kind of deal.
Yeah.
What other ones have we been to in LA?
Well, it's funny enough about 82. What it's known for is they have this giant big blue cabinet that's like the center piece there. And it's also linked to the TV cabinet. They host Street Fighter 2 tournaments there. In fact, tonight at 82, you know DJ Elk from the Arcade One Up like online community? He's like the best Arcade One Up like player right now, and he wins all the tournaments. But they're having a tournament tonight at 82 for annually every year in December. They play it there, so it's kind of like known for the Street Fighter scene. But they had a decent lineup of pinball machines, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, how about you? What is your favorite pinball or barcade that you've been to out of all the cities you've been to?
I think Revenge of was really good.
Really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because that had I don't know. I just remembered we had a pretty good time there. So you go in, it's like a comic book place. And then they have a counter. I even have that Revenge of pouch still.
They give us a nice pouch to say, here, have some quarters and play.
It's in our car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then inside the room, it's not very big. They probably only have like what is it? 2
20.
arcades. They have like a MAME arcade.
Yeah. And then like
maybe
20
another
machines.
one and about 20 pins, but it's all in a pretty tight quarter. But they have like, I mean, half of them, Black Knight, Cactus Canyon,
all
Medieval.
Yeah.
So Medieval Madness. They had Attack from Mars too, right? I think all 3. Like they had the 3 primary, and then they had Total Nuclear Annihilation.
They had a
right?
Godzilla with a topper that we got to see and check out too. So they had some good stuff there. Yeah, I think Revenge. I don't think I've ever taken you there, but it's definitely one of the better pinball places in LA.
Yeah, it's like I've been to places that have way more pins, but all of them are this one. They're all like either LEs or premiums. They have it's where one of it had the custom shooter rods for like half of the machines or something. It was just like well kept, really high quality. It felt like you were going over to a friend's house that's like it didn't feel like a commercial place that's all like, oh, this hasn't been cleaned in 2 weeks. Like it all was like super clean. It was great.
And it has like a space theme too. They have
Yeah.
like really
Oh,
nice
that's right.
decor.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, it was so great. Like the
yeah. It looked
entire
like we're walking to a
if we
spaceship.
I wanted to come back perhaps in January, and that's or I'm sorry, in July.
Yeah,
July.
There
nice.
was this one place that we went to in not Rancho Cucamonga. Gosh, it's really close to Monrovia.
Next, Lost Levels
Lost Levels, which is really fun. So it's not a barcade, but it's just like an arcade that you kind of
arcade
wander
downstairs.
into. But like I feel like they set everything up in like very much themes. And it was also very clean, very well kept.
Yeah, but it's so tiny. I used to be excited about seeing just any arcade, and now that I've seen different versions that are like better and better in other cities, I'm like, oh, I wish they had more of these.
Yeah.
And like even like when we went to Chicago, the Emporiums and the Logans, those are pretty decent things that we saw as well. But man, like both pinball places that I went to, I thought Ground Control, and I made a video, was the best pinball arcade I've ever been to. I was like, this is the best one. And then I went to the next level one, and I was like, crap, I can't release that video anymore. So
yeah, I think in order to be like a fun arcade, at least
Yeah.
like for me, because I'm not into like the regular pinball scene, is to have like more like group plays that are quick games, very similar to like Mario Party style games. There's like you play this, you get it out and move over.
Yeah.
I think Mini Boss has a couple of those arcades. They had that
Oh
Killer
yeah.
Queen
Oh,
Bee.
and San Jose.
Yeah, in San Jose. They had that Killer Queen Bee. Again, another place that's very well kept, very well clean. There's a couple of like games that you can play as like a group. Like you're going out with friends, you're gonna get a couple of drinks. Let's go play this game really fast together, like laugh at each other because of how silly it is, and then like come back and play another game. Definitely kind of have a mixture of those. I feel like would be one that would be winnable for like the general public.
Garage Gamer knows, he's from the Pacific Northwest. He's like, you finally came back, and like he's excited. Let me know which one it is, Garage Gamer. Is it Quarter World? Is it like the other one is Ground Control is the one that I went to. So I'm debating about releasing this video, but I did an actual video that says Ground Control, and it's a little where is it? Oh, it's on this tab right here. So I did a full tour about it, but I'm just going to show the beginning part because I was really excited about more of the Star Wars arcade.
Paddlepod, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a whole little mini video about this. I'll probably post this a little bit later, but now I walked through it at the end of it. I was like, this is the best arcade I've ever been to. It's so freaking cool. Let's see what other highlights for this. This was cool because this barcade had multiple levels to it. So let me just kind of scrub forward a little bit and just get a sense of this. So this is the room that you kind of walk into, right? And then all of a sudden, no, here. Okay, so this is the room. A little bit of mix of modern stuff, some other things too.
Oh, good. You don't take quarters or tokens. It's a card.
It's all card. This place is all card. So this is just the entry room. You go and like you got NASCAR, Crazy Taxi, got a row of machines there in the front there that are classic. And then once a while, then you get into the main room, and then there's a giant X-Men with an LCD conversion. They've been doing a lot of these lately. Like the 6-player X-Men's have the LCD screen.
That one actually looks pretty good.
They're very clean. Every machine here was well maintained. I think it's very different. Giant scoreboard of like what's on beer tap. So they have a decent lineup there. Comes into the backside. You have more pinball, a good retro lineup of arcades too. This was an interesting game. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
What day did you go? There's like nobody here.
Yeah, I went on a Tuesday night.
Oh, what's this?
Galactic Battleground. Have you seen this? It's Galaga, but it's like Pac-Man Royale, but Galaga.
I like how it's the screen above, so other people can watch.
Yeah, you don't have to stare over someone's shoulder.
Yeah, so like I wanted to play it, but again, it had no friends. I'm like, this is really cool. It's like a 4-player Galaga game that you're competing against each other. So pretty unique there. I've not seen that. It came out in 2020 apparently by Slackers. So it might be a custom one. I've not heard of it, but I love Pac-Man Royale. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's the other section here. They had a nice row of pins. They had. Have you played the modern Indiana Jones?
No.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. I didn't realize that because the one on the left is Pinball Adventure. The one on the right has Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in it. So I was like, that one was made earlier from Stern. But it wasn't as I still like Pinball Adventure better. It wasn't as good in my opinion. So they have pins not in one place. They're like hidden.
Oh, they're scattered
all over the place. You kind of walk into there, and then there's that little closet there that has the music pins. So it's like AC/DC. Has Metallica.
Yeah, they put the music ones near each other.
Yeah, so they put the 4 music ones on next to each other.
That's cool.
So it was just an interesting layout, and like some of you game, like I don't really see 4-player Spider-Mans out in the wild often. Like this is a rare game for me to see out in the wild at barcades. So like a small little music pin section. Everything is connected to Stern Insider, connected for those that can too. So that's always nice for you. So I was like, do they do tournaments here? It'd be kind of crazy because your pins are all over the place. So you just keep going further and further, kind of like Logan Emporium. You just kind of keep exploring. And then there's another section of the Nintendo cabs and
This is
Punch
a
Out.
big place. Yeah,
It's
it's nice.
big. It's not open. Like there's a second level. There's an upstairs.
You
so
didn't go
just-
to the second level?
I did. I went
you
to
did.
the
Okay.
next level.
You went to the next level. That's good. Is that
Yeah,
an OG Star Wars?
it is
It
an OG
is?
Star Wars.
Is
Very,
that a
very clean.
CRT
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah,
Wow.
CRT. So and they have
Okay.
mostly CRTs, not a lot of conversions.
Okay.
But they have Pac-Man Royale. They had the Killer Queen game that you're talking about. So as a fun place to go to, this is open until midnight, right? They don't have places like this in LA. I'm like, oh man, I would just go here. Like I don't see Sega Hang-Ons or Super Hang-Ons out there in the wild too often. And look how clean the plastic is on this. Like I was just impressed. Like it's clean.
Yeah.
For 30-year-old game, it's like super clean. The 720 there was like very clean, just very impressed. So that's why I was like, this is the best arcade I've ever been to. It's just like well kept. I was impressed with the quality of stuff. Wasn't too dingy. Have you played 720 before?
No.
Skate or Die?
No.
Yeah, it's a skateboard game with a little stick. It's been
Okay. It's not Tony Hawk.
Yeah, not
It's funny.
Tony Hawk.
I think we what is it? A Galloping Ghost? We played for like a minute, and then I don't know. That was so weird. I remember like playing it, and then all of a sudden I wasn't playing it. But I don't remember
720?
how I. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was broken or something, and we had to move on.
One,
And that's
two,
the thing
three
about
shots too many.
Yeah, well, Galloping Ghost also
Maybe.
had a couple of machines that were down too.
Mm.
Like that was
Yeah.
one of the experience. Even though it's the
there's
world's
staircases
largest
lit.
arcade, now that I compare other arcades, Galloping Ghost is great for what it was, but also from a kind of atmosphere standpoint.
Killer
like,
Queen.
yeah, it's hard to find the game that you want to play. I guess they have so many there. Yeah, this is the Killer Queen game. Have you ever played this game, Justin? Killer Queen?
Yeah, we had. It's at Up Down
Okay,
at
nice.
our one downtown.
All right, so here it is. Final area, the upstairs area.
The next level.
The next level. Again, this is just how I was impressed by this place. So ground control, again, up until I went to the next level pinball museum, I was like, I'm impressed with their selection of stuff. And this is where the rest of their pinball machines. They have 42 machines here. So all
Nice.
great condition. Operators here take good care of stuff.
This
Class-
is
they have
the
a-
Major
they have a
Tom
baby
area.
pack. How often do you see baby packs in the wild?
No, not at arcades. No.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Like you never see baby packs in a while.
There
and
was
it's-
one in. I guess it was actually at Galloping Ghost, right?
Yeah,
Galloping Ghost
yeah, it
pinball
was.
area. They had one.
They had a baby pack there. Champion Pub. I've never played a Judge Dredd before. That was fun. Oh, and have you ever played Doctor Who?
Yes, very
Yeah?
good. The
This
Daleks
table-
come out. It wasn't too hard to get into the.
Yeah,
Dalek
that
scene.
was really fun. I like playing Doctor Who, so I played that for the first time. So whenever I go to places, I always try to play something new.
You
Um,
played
I-
Baywatch?
I didn't play Baywatch there.
Okay, if you see a Baywatch, play it. It's
Yeah.
very fun.
Yeah, I think I have played it, but it wasn't here. But yeah,
Okay.
it's fun.
Yeah, that one's very good.
I was talking about this because I don't think I've seen a track and field in the wild. Like
Yeah, I've
I was
seen
trying to
it.
see if there's any button things there. I was like, is this still something that people want? I don't know, but
I think what it is in our auctions,
Mhm.
I've seen.
mhm.
So 6 months ago, there were 2 track and fields at a
Mhm.
single auction. In this recent one, there was another track and field, and they
Yeah.
all always went for about $800.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
I mean that's kind of what an arcade one up one if they did one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was their
Soul
final
Calibur.
section. Soul Calibur. They have a DDR machine upstairs, and then another row of pins. So that was it. I just like that they had like more stuff. It just kind of keeps going and going and going, which is kind of nice from a place. But again, I was impressed with the quality of everything that was upkept. Have you ever played this game, Pabst Cam Crusher? Pabst
No,
Blue Ribbon?
what is it?
Yeah.
The beer.
It's Pabst Blue Ribbon Can Crusher. This also made a cameo in my other video because it's the first time I ever saw this table. It's a reskin of Whoa Nelly. If you've
Okay.
seen that one, the one with the watermelon jugs.
Not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a unique table. All right.
Oh, there's a
anyways,
scoreboard.
there's a scoreboard. Yeah. So
Oh,
most
cool.
places that are connected to pins, they have scoreboards there. Anyways, I always wanted to show that because I was it was my top one until I went to next level, and then everything changed. Like my life changed when I saw that place. I was like, this is how an arcade and pinball should incorporate all things and make it more. Because sometimes when we talk in our heartbeat, Justin, I feel like it's hard to get people outside interested in like pinball or something. But that's such a casual way to get anybody who's a fan of pop culture in some sense. There's like literally something for everybody in that space. So I thought it was really well done.
So what you're trying to tell me is that we need to take an adult trip.
Adults trip
That you're gonna
to Portland. I want to go back.
Wait,
That you're gonna fully
why don't we go to
Yeah.
Portland Gaming Classic or something?
Yeah, there's a Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
That's right.
That
And
could
then
definitely be
we
the
could hang
thing.
out with Travis. He's in Seattle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know a few people in Seattle.
Yeah. Seattle is about like 4 hours from Portland, I think. So there could be some Pacific Northwest meetup. I'm sure the Garage Gamer would love that. Right? Yeah. So like Paul was saying, that Super Hang-On looks minty fresh. And there was one last big arcade there that I didn't get to called Quarter World, but we'll see. But it was nice. It was a nice spot. All right, let's do it. Let's do a meetup. All right. Okay. So we've been talking about stuff. Do you have anything else on your mind you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I'm waiting for this adult trip to happen.
Yeah? You really go? Because I guess the other thing about Portland,
alone at home for 4 days
because
with the
it's
children.
work related, it's fun. Yeah.
Amid all the other trips that you're gonna be doing.
Whoops. Yeah.
No, that's better the other way. So everyone gets your show. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
So
I can be a little tiny.
What would you like to do if we made a trip up to Portland?
I don't know. You would go play video games in your corner.
No, there's also the food scene.
In my corner.
The food scene in Portland.
Did you end up doing?
I did. I ended up doing a few things. Let's just go through. Eventually I took pictures of my stuff. Let me scroll back here. Okay. All right. Now I can look through my stuff.
There we go. Is this your food?
When I was in Portland was this. How does that look? No, that was the second thing I ate. The first thing I ate was
black screen.
No, it was a tantan men bowl. Tantan men, that.
Which is interesting because you don't like tantan men.
Yeah, so this is a ramen place, and as my first meal in Portland, it was okay. It wasn't that great, but tantan men is like ground pork in a ramen type of soup.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to this place that had this. It was Impossible Meat egg rolls, and they had this laksa that was delicious. It's like this creamy coconut broth with fish cake and rice noodles.
Vegetables?
It has vegetables. There's some basil.
There's basil in there.
Yeah. There's an egg there.
You're supposed to have like your lettuce and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So then this is just pictures of me going to this.
You know what I'm excited about?
What are you excited about?
We're going to Vegas in like 3 weeks.
Yes.
Sorry, that's showing me
I'm getting excited about the food.
Hold on, go back to Justin.
Food with B.
Food in Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I would love to hear if any other folks. We have a couple of our favorite food places in Vegas. If folks in the chat want to drop some like nuggets of wisdom, places that you ended up drunk and realized, holy shit, this is good stuff. Put it in the chat, please.
While you do that, this was literally the best thing I ate in Portland. This was called
a katsu sandwich.
Yeah, it was a place called Tokyo Sando, and it's a pork katsu sandwich. Like a sandwich, but then they have actual katsu sauce and it's just in sandwich form. It was delicious. It was so simple.
Wait,
was it moist or dry?
No, where do they sell a pork katsu sandwich in LA?
In our Japanese market.
Where? On a actual sandwich?
Yes.
No, it's usually on a bed of rice.
No.
No.
Yes. You have to go on Tuesday to Nijiya. They have sandwiches there, which includes a pork katsu sandwich.
All right. Well, the pork katsu sandwich is really good. It's a place called Tokyo Sando. Okay, but we're going to Vegas.
What are we eating? Because last time you took me to Shake Shack, and that was all right.
No, don't take him to Shake Shack.
It was
It was 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
You have to go to Roy Choi's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's a must. We haven't gone yet, but Roy Choi is a chef who kind of started in LA with a Korean Mexican fusion koji or kogi.
Have you can you do all types of food? Do you have any allergies?
No.
Shrimp.
I should take him to Lotus of Siam. Yeah.
Take him to Lotus of Siam.
Yeah.
Bring back leftovers.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna sneak leftovers.
What type of food do they have there? Can we look it up?
Thai. It's Thai. Like Lotus of Siam is one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. It's super good. They have the version of laksa, that soup, and then they do this prawn that's like fried in 2 parts. It's super good.
And it's not like tiny prawn. It's like the biggest. It looks like a fish prawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that'll be fun. Okay, so to close up, we're going to see Yes in a couple months. Next month, soon. We'll be there.
That's right. And we got a special guest coming with us too.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. Has it been confirmed? Did he say anything?
a very good-looking man said that he wants to come with us.
A panty dropper said he wants to come with us. He would take all the people's attention if he walked around with
Michael
us.
B's gonna be there?
Yeah, he's like,
What?
Bobby. Yeah. He's the original Hide Your Wives guy. Who are we talking about?
Okay, if it's not Michael B,
Definitely nostalgia.
definitely nostalgia.
I wish that guy would come out.
That would be amazing.
That would be super fun. I mean, I feel like he'd be into CES. I feel like that'd be his jam too.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh yeah, you guys want to go to the Stern place? I have friends with Microsoft. We could go have like a meeting with Microsoft. Be like, no, you don't. And all of a sudden, like Bill Gates walks out. Then the nostalgia's like, here's my buddy, Bill Gates.
Yeah. So that should be fun. I mean, if nostalgia came, I think I can't imagine what he'd be like in person. Actually, it'd be interesting to see. Mike hangs out with him all the time when he goes to Toronto, but seems like an okay dude. He's a very unique personality.
He's tall.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's like 6'1".
So is Fox. Fox is tall too. I look short compared to all these guys.
You're
nostalgia for some reason does not. I've never seen him in person, but there was like in our group chat, it was like a picture of him in a Batman outfit, and you could see like all the other people around him, and we're like, wait, how tall are you? I think we were on a call or something like that. He's like, I'm 6'1". And we're like,
I thought you were
something
gonna go
about
I thought you were gonna go with the you saw like him in the Batman costumes and you would see like skin because like he's too long for the costume.
Yeah.
Also, I'm realizing it. Are we not supposed to talk about how nostalgia dresses up as Batman?
Hey, he makes it well known. I'm pretty sure about that.
Anywho,
all right.
we have a special guest.
I think it's there.
Does he rhyme with Robert Fox?
I think so. It could be. So
not rim. Rhyme.
Stay tuned to a 19 Game Fox for his announcement that he'll be going to CES.
Because apparently announced it for him.
Yeah. Well, if it's happening, it's happening. That'd be really fun though. So
yeah, listen to his podcast tonight. He didn't mention anything about it. So
yeah.
So
maybe he's holding that surprise.
To
everyone in the chat, if you're a fan of Fox, sound surprised if he announces he goes to CES.
Maybe we don't know, but if that happens, I think that'll be really fun. Any other expectations you have? Should we do like a CES predictions video before we head out? Things people want to see and know. I've heard, by the way, I did ask Travis if Arcade 1UP is going to have a presence there, and he said they will not have a physical booth presence, but they might do a showcase room again.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Oh my god, one of those. Hey, you want to come to my room after hours?
You want to come sneak up to the room?
Play some joystick games?
Yeah. So we'll see if we can stop by if that's what people want to see. But there's a lot of other.
Yeah, let us know because we're going to be there like last time, probably hanging out together. So if there's any content that you want us to capture, I know that for sure we're going to be going to meet up with Stern. It's no surprise that everyone's talking about it, that Jaws is likely their next release. There's a lot of rumors around that. I think Kaneda just did a podcast tonight. I was going to listen to that. His title was interesting. And then there's some talk about like Back to the Future, but I think that's. And you ever watch Gonzo Pinball Channel? He's great.
Yeah, he does good stuff. Yeah,
he's really, really good. He's been just doing like long, like 20-minute video uploads where he's just kind of like talking through some of this. It's really good, but it made me think about, CES and what could be there. With Arcade 1UP, I think it's very possible that they do release another suite of games. They leverage the opportunity of the hype around CES to also at the same time release their stuff. And maybe they'll have a room that's because they're going to show, just like last year, right? They'll show off some of their stuff.
Unico will be there with their Nova Blast. Should we be able to check that out?
I don't think so.
You know the guy?
I mean, I could ask him, but like, remember was it you and I? We were together, and remember we went. Where was it? Comic-Con or?
No, we went to the booth at CES last year, and it was empty. So
that was CES last year.
That was CES last year.
Okay, I got that confused with Comic-Con for some reason.
It's so cute. Your lives are starting to blur together.
Yeah, we just hang out so much for vacations and other things.
Well,
so
I mean, B, you're a great guy, but the other reason why we hang out is because you're so willing to go on trips. We invite many people with this.
Because she's amazing.
You're welcome to come too. You can come.
You can go to Vegas. You want to do a Vegas trip?
Sure.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited.
Yeah, let's go.
More the merrier. What I don't know how to express it, but
Mhm.
I really enjoy going on all these trips
Mhm.
with you, and it's very fun.
It's just because I'm willing. I'm
Oh,
willing to go.
he is willing.
Oh,
He's
willing.
willing to go anywhere.
Yes.
Anywho, that got awkward.
Yeah, that's
So
super
there's supposed to
awkward.
be some places to eat at, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Lotus of Siam. We'll
Mhm.
go hit up possibly the Sphere. I don't know. Maybe we'll go see a show. We'll go hang out. There are some other locals too in Vegas that we might hit up too. Eden. I don't know if you've ever remember Eden Amoroso. It's pretty cool. So yeah,
Let's do that.
both of them.
Maybe we'll do a show too.
Maybe.
We wanted to last time, but right?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Well, apology, Tor. It'll happen in a couple weeks. But yeah, maybe we can get Fox on something and we can ask the community what they'd want to see if any of their favorite home arcade people are there. At least some presents.
At Games. What if At Games goes?
I don't think they've ever done CS. But it's like CS is really about branding.
So they were
beyond
there
your
in
audience.
2020, but it
Oh,
was
were they?
they
Oh,
had
yeah,
an
that's right.
offsite hotel. I went
Oh, that's
there.
right. I see.
Yeah, but it was also like I
Mhm.
don't. Well, I was about to say I don't have an NDA with At
Mhm.
Games, but I did, but not because of
Mhm.
YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to talk about At Games being at CES in 2020.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
All good. All right, let's put a pin in it. Thank you all so much for coming in. Go check out Brad D's video about really what happens when you play Star Wars Battle Pod with 2 players, because I did not have that content. So definitely check them out. Console Kids, Justin, thanks for hanging out again. For everybody else, have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll learn how to talk sometime.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you here.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right, see you later.
Yes.
Good night.